only quick add to the Hugo Lloris conversation is that I feel because his weaknesses, right? His weaknesses are often more highlighted than his strengths. He's such a good shot stopper. He's very good commanding his back four, back three, whatever it is. He's, of course, a leader. And like Rob said, he's won so many things already. But his weaknesses, his delivery, his ball-to-ball, pass movement to his fullbacks is not as good as other players. And I think that people like to highlight that more. But I completely agree. He's one of the best goalkeepers out there and deserves full recognition.
Luis, that is the life of a goalkeeper, where your mistakes are always highlighted a lot more than the good things
They're
that
all
you do.
insane,
And
aren't they?
maybe check your mail, because in a few days' time, you might get an honorary membership to the Goalkeepers Union there. We've got some Cristiano Ronaldo news. Obviously, he's not in the World Cup any longer. He's been training at Valdebebas in Madrid. Alex Kirkland, tell us more.
Yeah, look, I would love to say this is, sensational return to Real Madrid on the cards, but I can't say that because we don't. Well, look, our information is that is not the case. It's very straightforward. He's still got a house here in Madrid, and he's come to spend some time here with his involvement in the World Cup having come to an end. He wants to be training to try and maintain his fitness ahead of wherever he ends up deciding to move in January. And he asked Real Madrid if he could go and use the facilities at Valdebebas, which of course are second to none. Now, his relationship with the club, it took a bit of a hit when he left in 2018. I think it's fair to say. There was a little bit of bad blood there, but it's improved quite a bit since then. In the last couple of years, he's been spotted back at the Bernabeu for watching the odd game. And whenever you've heard someone like Florentino Perez talk about Cristiano, he's been very, very complimentary. So that relationship has improved a lot. And so when Ronaldo said, "Look, can I come to Valdebebas to train?" and the club said, "No problem. Anytime you want to come and train, you can do that." Now, it's important to say he hasn't been training with the Real Madrid first team. He hasn't been there taking part in rondos and five-a-sides. He's been training on his own on a separate pitch. But he's been there at Real Madrid's training ground. And of course, that gets people excited. But all I would say in terms of that kind of speculation is, well, look, remember that Madrid, they could have brought Ronaldo back last summer if they'd wanted to. They didn't want to do that then. I'm not sure what would have changed I say last summer, I mean 2021, of course.
Karim Benzema's injuries?
Benzema has had a funny old season, hasn't he? And he hasn't been at his best at any stage this season so far. But even so, I'd be absolutely staggered if that ended up happening. Because like I say, they've had opportunities to bring him back and they decided not to. I'm not sure what would make a case for that now, when you've got Vinicius in the kind of form that he's in on the left wing. You've got Rodrigo, who's been really good as deputy for Benzema. I just can't see it. But he's welcome to train there as long as he likes.
Do you know, Gab Marcotti has been saying from the beginning, it's like he made the rumor that he should go back to Real Madrid. He's got a great relationship with Ancelotti. He could go back there, and he's been persisting with that all the time. So I'd be really interested to see what his reaction was today when he saw this. Rob, I don't understand why he didn't go and use the facilities at Manchester United, Carrington. Why not there?
I don't think his security pass works anymore. I don't think that he's allowed through the gates. He's been told.
How do you think this will be picked up in the Manchester press, Rob?
Well, I mean, there'll obviously be a lot of speculation. The fact that he's there training, it's a very easy link to make, particularly when there's an injury to Benzema as well. And often we find in these situations where in the past where players have kind of turned up at clubs to use their facilities, next thing you know that there is a little bit more smoke, and then all of a sudden they've signed and they're on a short-term contract to the end of the season. It doesn't sound like that's the case this time, but I think it'd be lovely to see him stay in Europe, to be honest. I think we've heard all the speculation and talk about possibly joining a club in Saudi Arabia, that the money that's on offer there. I think a lot of people, whether you like Cristiano Ronaldo or not, or agree with the behaviour that he's demonstrated in the last few months, I think a lot of people would like to see such a great player remain in Europe for as long as possible, whether that's at Real Madrid or somewhere else. I think possibly that offer in Saudi Arabia is going to be there in a year or two or maybe 3 years. I don't think that his timeline in Europe is that long. So I think it would be a shame if he went and joined the league in Saudi Arabia and took the money. I think he's probably still got maybe a couple of years left in Europe, and if not at Real Madrid, somewhere like Sporting Lisbon, back at his first club. I think that would be quite a romantic end to his career in Europe.
Yeah, I just want to tell everybody here at ESPN FC Daily that we have a little private chat here where we talk about who should jump in and stuff. And Kay has been like, feel free to say your point, LME. And I don't want to anymore. I don't want to talk about Ronaldo anymore. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get yelled at. I said my piece. Good for him. He has a house everywhere. Madrid, Lisbon, Manchester, I don't know, Ibiza, Lima, I don't know, anywhere. So do your thing, Ronaldo. Good luck to you. He's going to go to Al-Nassr, surely. No, that's a big contract, Kate. Surely he's going to take the money and run.
I don't think so. I think, and I don't see that. I don't see that happening, but we'll see. We will see. We are going to let Alex go now. Definitely, we're going to let you go, Alex. Don't worry. We're not going to call you back in. I'm definitely not getting this one wrong this time. Thank you so much for being with us. We look forward to hearing more from you.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis, and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.